leave the others out. You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's always going to be friction because of this. But I don't understand when I see these brothers from overseas talking. I'm like, brother, I've been over there. I studied over there. You could tell these Americans that. It's cool. But some of the stuff you do over here, you can't do over there. Meaning, if I was to go overseas, I can't do half of the stuff over there, open up and do this and do that. You can't do that over there. It's not happening. It's not. It's not. Not only that, but a lot of the Muslim countries are under Sharia. We don't even have a Sharia. The state are not Sharia. So how are we going to practice some of the stuff that we need to practice if the state is not Sharia? I don't understand that. You want Sharia, you teach Sharia, you preach all of this in Sharia, right? But we don't live in a Sharia country. This is not that, Fatah. I'm confused. I'm very confused. Yeah, there's a lot of brothers over here now, overseas now, than any time we ever had in the world. Any time of year, this is the most we have a lot of people from different countries. But this is not a Sharia country. You can't even practice some of the stuff that you could practice in a Sharia country. I know that because I studied it. I've been around it. You know that too. But if nobody's going to bring up this stuff to you, you would never even know. You would never even have no type of feeling or thinking like that. Because guess what? You had the best of both worlds. You could come over here, you're bottling, come over here, go back and forth, and you could do that. But this is a different country. I don't even know if some of the countries you've been in are Sharia, but I'm sure. I'm sure.
Well, still. When I saw the list of Arab countries, and they're mainly, they're mainly known to be Arab, particularly the coalition that went up against the Houthis. It included Sudan, and I was surprised to see Senegal on it. You know, now all of a sudden Senegal is Senegal is an Arab country. Interesting. But the thing is that it does border Mauritania, and Mauritania is what connects the Sahel to
right.
The West. So
how many do we have, Chuck?
How many what?
How many Sharias we have? Countries, you know?
Well, I'm not going to be able to say whether a country is a Sharia or not, because I don't actually, that's not my department. Because the problem is what your definition of a Sharia country is. This is where it all
right. Well,
boils down to.
Let me explain it to you. If the population is over 65 to 70% Muslims, most likely it's a Sharia country. Most likely is that.
Okay. Well,
not
then.
Only that, but
yeah, well.
Not only that, but why you don't ever talk about this? Why you never talk about this? When I was in Morocco, studied in Morocco, when I was in Morocco, they have kings. You have to sing, they have a song, a king. His son name is Suleiman. I forgot his father's name, but they're kings. They call them kings. This is a Muslim country. If you go to Casablanca, it'll blow your mind. But the country is 99.69 Muslim.
Well, again, it goes to clarify the fact that your definition, and most likely, again, is at best. But
most likely what?
Is at best. If you say most likely, then this is the level of assurance we have regarding that particular country being Sharia or not, because you said if it's a certain percentage, then most likely. But what I want to tell you is that first of all, in order for there to be a recognizable Sharia, it does not actually have to be based on the borders of what is defined today. It doesn't have to be on that basis. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he established the Sharia by the revelation that Allah Jalla Jalaluhu gave him within borders. And the Islam obviously grew from those who supported sallallahu alaihi wasallam of his family members. This is a very big misconception. The family members of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mainly the cousins, really did help the cause. And the before the fact that the intermarriages, you have the fact that they were actually next of kin. They were all next of kin to sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca. So cousins meant different tribes, different clansmen would come and aid and support the cause of Islam. The weak, the less fortunate, or most tried of the human beings of humanity. And sallallahu alaihi wasallam trained and prepared them for the hijrah. There were a total of 3 hijrahs during his lifetime, and people only are familiar with 1, 2 at best. But to be able to give for the sake of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu alone is a very big long-term association for that in which the 10th Declaration of Faith declares. So I feel that it's a matter of getting the priorities straight. And if you know that you have something of falsehood going on, that you are involved, or you're somehow silent about, or it is something that you would rather have limited discussion instead of deep understanding and taking a sincere stand in each and every situation, then you practically are setting the days of hope up to be days of doomed. Now, we have plenty of that. Unfortunately, as Ramadan is here, many people, they're doing their obligations for Ramadan. Sunnahs also, they may be doing them for Ramadan, but they still are exceeding the limitations, and they still are not prescribing to the prescriptions. So that being the case, it's just a matter of them taking what they want and leaving what they want. And unfortunately, the Quranic declaration, revolutionary movements of 2021 have made it very clear that it is completely unacceptable to go the route that we knowingly understand there to be falsehood and persistence in abiding by the falsehood. This is too undermining to the commitment of al-Islam, and we, the People's Republic of the Shahada, say no to it. And we have every right to take a legitimate yet direct stand against that in which is false. So for over 20 years, we have managed by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to endure with patient forbearance. But at this point, we are unable to negotiate and be accommodating and assisting and aiding, despite the fact of, what the Sheikh's final words were, rahimahullah, as far as working with all the small groups. If there are groups that are not abiding by the commitment of piety, it's a sad situation when majority, if not all the executives, can stand and talk about having faith in Allah, but they don't know about piety and they don't know about khushu'. And then at the end of the day, call themselves doing something for Allah's sake. And He knows, and they also should be made and have been made fully aware that these deeds and these actions that they are committing, no matter what they say, they're not able to find it in the Quran, and they're not able to find any example of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And their excuse is nobody can do what Prophet did. That's a sad statement. So it's like when you're reciting Quran, then you cannot be doing it as Prophet did. Well, I got news for you. If you're not doing it as he did it, then you're not doing it correctly. And if you're not doing it correctly, then you know you're not doing it correctly. You refuse to take any type of reform or to commit to any type of change that will bring the longer benefit of it. I'm sorry, but Allah Jalla Jalaluhu already calls you making those practices up. You're worshipping Ramadan, or you're worshipping the Salah, you're worshipping the fame that you gain in them, or you are simply, abiding by what majority is doing so that they can also see you as part of the majority. This is a Jewish belief. There's a group of Jewish folks who do not believe that God exists at all. They say that He gave all the power to the community. So now you have, yes.
First time I heard.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. And so their thing is that all of the power has been allocated to the community, so the community has it all. Now today's Muslims in these vicinities, these quote-unquote Islamic centers and societies built up, it's all about how many have the bigger building, how many come and fill up that building. It's all about, there were a lot of people. And I was like, oh wow, I like the lights. They talk about how well the carpet looked, how good of a parking that they had. It's all a big show. What uncle showed up for that and what uncle didn't show up. How much fun that they had running around as far as the kids was concerned. I mean, it's politicians also. This is a big general election season coming up. So, you're going to see a lot of Democrats trying to capitalize on the votes. So it's that type of a situation.